live at the door. All right. All right, you're good. You go inside. Good morning. Hey everybody. I have two members of a pretty cool band. They have had a couple singles released, and they've been together doing this thing for well over 10 years. Please welcome Runaway Brother. What
Hey,
is
what's
up?
up, y'all?
What is up, you guys? You guys have been in my I was shown a song of yours, the original version of OK Desu Ka, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is kick ass! What the fuck is going on?" And then you release the new single, and then preparing for this interview, um, y'all have so much stuff. Like I'm so mad that I'm getting to know y'all so late in the game.
Hey, I'm stoked that, you're listening now,
Yeah,
So,
I'm really happy that y'all are doing some really cool stuff. So kind of tell me about Runaway Brother, how y'all started. I mean, this has been going on for so long. There's probably a lot of story here.
yeah, so we started back in like basically 2011, 2012 was when we got a drummer and other people to start playing with us, but it just started between me and our other member Charlie, who's not here right now, but
Mhm.
he's probably about only 10 minutes down the road. But yeah, Charlie, he plays keys and synth now, but he started as the bassist and co-writer, and then things kind of just like melded into other things with, work and stuff. But yeah, it started just me and Charlie. It's started as like a reference to a band in a video game called Earthbound called the Runaway Five.
That's
And
incredible.
then
Yes.
yeah, and I liked that name, but I also wanted to like kind of mix it up with like the Japanese version of the name, which is I think it's called the Tanzura Brothers. So I just kind of melded the name together as Runaway Brother, and yeah, so
That's so sick that it's straight up just like a massive Earthbound reference, which is like
yeah,
straight up like one of the best video games of all time.
love that. I'm so
That's
happy that you like it too.
oh, I mean it's the whole world. The whole world loves that game.
Yeah.
So that's super sick. Now there's kind of this after listening to that record, the first one y'all came out with, the and then through all of them, there's kind of like this through line of like the world is a beautiful place. Is that I kind of feel like that you guys are always touching on that band, or like there's always like kind of a reference to how much like I love the world is a beautiful place, and I feel like I find a little bit of them in every band. What would you say that you all were listening to when you were starting out everything, and kind of what would be like the through line up until now?
So we started out as like a say anything kind of worship band almost.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. But then we've kind of like moved on to being like Death Cab Worship to Built to Spill to just Smashing Pumpkins and
Just kind of
Saves
creating
the Day was a big one back in the day.
Sure, 100%.
creating based on, styles that we love.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's so sick. Now, the new stuff that y'all are doing, do y'all have a record coming out later this year that, that people probably know about, two singles already? What are y'all plans for the rest of this year?
So yeah, we have an album. It's 9 tracks. We're hoping to get it out before March. So hopefully next month we'll have it out.
That's fucking
That's the
exciting.
plan.
How has been kind of the preparedness for that? Because it's been only a couple years since the most recent record. Y'all either work fast or did you guys think this is no longer kind of a hobby band? Like this is like this thing that y'all do uh every couple of years is like, what's it been like doing this? What is this? The fifth record in about 10 years?
So we did. So we had our first EP in 2012, and then Mother was 2015,
Mhm.
and New Pocket 2017, I want to say, and then we took a really long break. Charlie moved to California, but he's since moved back, so we're kind of
Yeah.
working on stuff again. And then it had been like 10 years since we put out our first EP, Bedhead, so we wanted to just like redo it. So we kind of rebooted that
Yeah.
uh like 2023. It was a little late, but we
Yeah.
we had actually re-recorded it after we worked on this new album that hasn't come out yet because we were like, oh shit, we got to do this.
Yeah.
So
Whoa, I like the overlapping of it. Do you think that in between re-recording that old EP, so Bedhead X is the first thing y'all did, and
yeah,
then
but we just like reimagined it kind of. Yeah.
okay, that's so sick. Now, do you think that, well, there's this overlap between working on this new record and then also doing that EP. Is there anything, well, that kind of cross-contaminated in between each kind of project there, where working on the new stuff, and then did you guys want to add those kind of inspirations for a remake of that old EP? And then what did you take away that put back into this new album?
Yeah, so it was mostly just like a lot of just we learned a lot from doing this new album that isn't out yet. So we kind of just like applied a lot of what we learned during that recording process and used a lot of the same gear. Yeah, it's and also this guy who mixed the Bedhead X also mixed our new album. His name's Mike Poole.
Cool.
Yeah, and he actually used to play guitar with us, but he lives in Maine now. He mixed the whole thing. He's amazing at doing that. Yeah, he played on Mother, but then left the band when he moved, and yeah, so uh he also played on Bedhead X because we were like, he was in the band at that time. It'd be cool to get him back on the new recordings as well. And he's a fantastic guitar player as well. So that was fun to get him back in the mix. And yeah, and then this new album that isn't out yet, it's called Want You Need. Um, that's been the working title for a while at least. And
Cool.
that's yeah, it's just messing around with a bunch of guitar pedals that we've acquired and stuff, and actually like knowing how to use them now. 'Cause before we weren't really into like trying out gear and stuff because we just wanted to get new music out, but like now we kind of know how it works. So
Yeah.
fun.
Uh, After listening to a lot of y'all, there's something very dynamic about y'all where y'all can get really, really slow and then also really, really fast. Like, um, a lot of I would say Mother is very dynamic. Like in Virgin Rock, the end of that is just like uh incredibly fast. And would you say that this next record, which you mentioning Say Anything, there's a lot of Say Anything in the new singles, which I totally can see that now. For this new stuff, do you think that you're going to stick with that same dynamics, having like lots of slow and possible fast stuff, or do you think that you've hit kind of like a perfect balance of where you like your tempos at?
I think it kind of goes frequently like all over the place, honestly, with this new album. We kind of have some like we have a couple songs on it that are like 5 minute songs, but it's like two songs in one.
Mhm.
So kind of going from fast to slow to fast again, and then there's a few that are like Oak to Ska where it's just kind of going straight at it through the whole thing. And then there's some that are more mid tempo. We got I think a couple slow ones on it, that are just like slow throughout.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's kind of like a mix between our first two records. I feel like our second record, New Pocket, is kind of a slower, drier album than
Uh-huh.
Mother. Um, so we kind of like we tried to do a little hybrid of the two, I guess, just unintentionally, but it just kind of came out that way.
There's always kind of a moment I feel like where on second LPs or sometimes on third EPs, there's kind of a desire to either change it up or uh or devil and god it. Where like you either want to go like, oh, let's either capitalize on the thing that we did on the EP or on this on the record that we did and either take the things that worked and then do that again or kind of move towards the, oh, I want to do like this different thing. And would you say that over the course of like, making all these records, uh, again, coming from the first EP and then going into Mother and then New Pocket and now this Want You Need, do you think that what do you think is like the defining through line of the story that y'all are trying to tell?
Um, I don't know. That's a tough question. It's kind of been a little bit, honestly, just a little chaotic. But it's honestly, what do you think?
I feel like, I don't know, we usually just touch on like usually hard times in our lives, trials,
Yeah.
usually write about tough times.
Yeah, and
But
it's a lot of it's like you said, kind of just like a story where like it might not like apply to us in that moment when we were writing it, but I've like come back and like found some meaning in it like that I had never even thought of when I originally wrote it. So,
Mhm.
um sometimes it can be a little ambiguous and then sometimes it's very like straight to the point and uh it's how I'm like feeling in that moment exactly and other times I kind of change my mind about what they mean.
Totally. I think that there's a documentary that I recently watched. It's about like Nashville songwriters. I live in Nashville, so anything Nashville songwriter stuff or anything like that is always like I always gravitate towards that because I find it really fascinating. And there's this guy on it talking about over the course of time, uh, as a singer, not just a singer songwriter, but like a songwriter for others. Homie moved from like being very, very specific to the only thing he likes to write about is like abstract stuff. Would you say that it's really easy to just start writing and just kind of letting the audience pick whatever they want from it? Because that stuff meant something to you. Do you feel like you need to like correct that for your audience, or do you just let them kind of do what they want with your lyrics?
I think personally, I think it's more fun to make people like kind of find their own
yeah,
meaning in it. 'Cause like I don't know, when you like to just be super literal about like everything, it can kind of like some people won't be able to relate to it as much.
there's
I feel personally.
I feel like there's kind of a beauty in like vagueness in a sense with art because you can kind of apply it in many different scenarios in a way, I guess.
It's a little bit
Yeah.
broader, the paintbrush, I guess, but
Yeah, it's like the reflection of themselves can be found easier in stuff that's less specific
mm,
where you can pull whatever you want from like the vagueness of things. I think people should be less specific when they're writing. I think they should be goofier and just let it happen.
yeah, totally.
Uh,
100%. I usually like songs more when I kind of am left guessing a little
mhm.
bit. Um,
It's kind of
it's
fun to make your own meanings sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a I just find that just in writing in itself, it's more fun when you start worrying about like more the percussive part of lyrics where you're like, I care like sometimes I care more about like where the word and the note is rather than the actual word being said. where
Definitely.
where it's like I love that. Oh, that's fun. Oh, I don't really have anything. This doesn't really mean anything yet. and I might find something at the end of the process, and someone else may find something, but like, hey, this is more an instrument now than it is like a lyric.
100%. I totally take umbrage with that like instrument kind of just you like
Using the voice as an
yeah,
instrument.
like
Yeah.
I totally relate to that is what I mean.
Yeah. We
It
definitely do that.
yeah. Like
uh,
yeah, like it becomes like almost like when I'm coming up with like demos lyrics, it's just like gibberish almost, but yeah.
it's kind of
Just like
like throwing the paint at the wall, and then like the words will show up afterwards, where it's
yeah.
like, okay, cool. Then the meaning is there, like at the end, if you start squinting enough.
Yeah, where does this word connect here to, oh wait, I have a whole thing here now. I have the chorus going from the verse and
And you're like,
finding
oh, cool.
yeah,
That's connected to this. This is connected to
yeah.
that. Okay, cool. No, we're good. It's got enough grounding, like the foundational shit now. That's sick. Tell me kind of about outside of the band and like outside of this music thing. What's it like, growing up with music? How did you all find each other? What's kind of the story of the band? Like, because again, y'all have been doing this for over 10 years now.
Yeah, so we played in this band in high school called the Whenever Plan. And yeah, it's just, high school kids playing
That's
pop
so
punk.
great. Yes, dude.
And we did this try it was the community college.
High school rock off.
They call it the high school rock off, and it was at the House of Blues. And we
Cool.
Charlie, who uh, played in another band, a ska band called the M80s. So we met him through that. We all liked the same type of music, and we had all been like, we got to start a band together. And we were, getting ready for college, but all of us were like kind of going to like places like in around our hometown, or at least we were all like kind of still hanging around. But then people from our our previous bands that were in the high school rock off were all like moving away and stuff, but we were all kind of still here. So we all, Charlie and I both really liked a bunch of like stuff like Say Anything and some redacted names, I'll say.
Listen, I think that it's okay to mention brand new.
Oh no, yeah, I was gonna say,
like
yeah,
like
brand
listen,
new.
like I think that's like it's very it's very funny because I think that it shouldn't be taboo to talk about brand new.
Oh no,
It's,
yeah. It's not like
big,
we knew what was happening.
yeah, well, I mean, we should have after
Yeah.
listening to Deja. Like Deja, he's literally telling us what he did. And as someone that like I literally for our band, I literally post about, hey, if you feel comfortable not listen, if you feel guilty about listening to brand new, you can just listen to 95 Corolla. I don't have a like I literally will say that out loud. Because I think that a lot of people still like I don't know, they either feel bad or guilty about it, but brand new was fucking huge.
Yeah.
And if you think of it all, not just the lyrics, and if you separate, the art from the artist as the inspiration for tons of bands
Yeah.
before any of the stuff came out, it is the blueprint and thumbprint is everywhere. The amount of straight up like DNA that you can trace back to those records, it's everywhere. And like, it's okay. And I think we could completely talk about it.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I just like to say like redacted band just because there's so many that it's so unspecific as well.
like there's when it comes to like redacted bands that don't have any DNA in anything else, I would say like All Time Low. They didn't do anything that is in anything in the future. They were just part of a mess of like
Yeah.
I will be an All Time Low hater forever. Like like
That
yeah,
should
like
be
I
somewhere.
Yeah, it's somewhere. I don't know if it's
I've heard it.
it's definitely like when it comes to those things, like I think that it should be important that like uh the DNA inspiration can come from anywhere, even from shitty bands that like
Oh yeah.
and like it is part of your story. And it's part of like, especially coming from kind of like even in post worship, like even brand new found its way into all that stuff. Like it's those are fantastic, guilty, great records that are from shitty fucking people. But yeah,
Mhm.
but yes, please continue like the kind of story still of where you guys
Oh
were
yeah.
at.
So yeah, just liking a lot of the same music and just wanting to like do DIY shows and figuring out how to like use Logic Pro and that like a copy of Logic Pro that was pirated from my uncle.
Self
Just
record.
Yes.
an M-Box, recording everything DI and then trying to figure out how to mic things up and then yeah, that's like basically what Bedhead was us figuring that out and then Mother was like, "Oh, let's try
Let's do
putting
it
up a
again.
microphone to an amp. Oh, wait, what if we put some microphones over the drums and not use a MIDI drum set
Yeah,
for
that was the
once?"
biggest thing I feel like. Oh, we want real drums.
Yeah. And
Funny.
just yeah, just like looking at forums like, "Oh, I guess Weezer used these mics as overheads and like, oh, they're only $100 online. I have $100 lying around. I can buy these condenser mics, and yeah,
It
it's
worked.
just yeah, it worked and recording it in our parents' basement and all that good stuff and
And then
That's
after
pretty
that,
intense because like I was looking it's so funny when I was looking up y'all and I saw Mother, I recognized it as like something I'd heard of in my past and specifically the song Hummingbird. Like I either had found it in like years ago in some Discover Weekly shit. It was like I found it in an old playlist of mine. I was like, wait, this is like first of all a huge like big loop coming back together for me. And uh that record sounds incredible. So what my question is, it's like this kind of goes to uh your wants and needs, not to pun off the new record. But the from the get-go with every record, what was y'all's goal with wanting to keep doing music? Because it's fucking hard. And doing all this stuff is expensive. Doing all this stuff is kind of ridiculous. Did y'all want to like either break free or did y'all just, these songs just came spilling out so you had to record them?
we've all just always had like a huge respect for people that make music and like to do it
we
and
just love music.
love songwriting and yeah, I don't we wanted to do it too basically like I
I get
just
excited by music,
yeah and yeah your brain feels good when you're tracking a cool riff and it's yeah it's just always been just like something we just like we listen to like we all of us we like bands like Steely Dan too and like prog
Yeah.
rock and
Yeah,
like yes so like listening to that in the car and just like wanting to be like why don't we do it like that but like our own way and just like yeah like I said just it's always just come from like a huge amount of respect for
just
these like incredible musicians that can just do like insane stuff that we would have never thought we could do but like we
until you
try to do it
try.
in our own way
Yeah,
yeah and just
I think that's a
always.
I think it's really cool because it feels like it's coming from inward. Like the reason why y'all are making music is not from an outward in kind of thing. It's inward going out. Where y'all have this stuff that you're like, hey, I have to. Like it's, we've been doing this for so long. Y'all get inspired by stuff, but it's never from the concept of like trying to get on this record label. I want to make music videos. I want to tour big. Like what was touring like over the last, again, over 10 years? Did y'all try and was there a moment where you were like, hey, yeah, I do hope that like this turns into like the big thing? Or was it always kind of like this comfortable, I'm just so happy that we get to do it?
I mean I,
But
honestly it's a little bit of both I mean it would be everybody want like it would be nice if we could make money doing it but
yeah,
Mhm.
there's the reality of it and just also we're not really like the most public of people with our like personalities and stuff. So we're a little shy about like,
Mhm.
being on social media and stuff, but like it's kind of like the opposite of the way things like are nowadays.
Totally.
But yeah, but like we still love music and we want to keep putting it out. And uh thankfully it seems like there are some people that still want new music too. So
Mhm.
just kind of just it's just right now it's because it's fun for us and we like to keep using our voices for stuff and um
Just a great form of expression.
yeah,
It's hard to give it up. You know, it's like
yeah, and
I don't
it's
want to. Why?
I've always
I
like
love
seen
that.
yeah, I've always seen it as like an art form, so it's like a bit of a release for all of us too
Mhm.
to put uh music on the tape or whatever or digital tape or
Do
what
you
have you.
think like so last year my band did our first tour to promote our first LP, and there was this moment at the end of it where there was never like a I can't wait to tour again. It was this moment of I can't wait to go on vacation again.
Yeah.
Where there was this like so like my wife and I, she was the one, she was like I can't wait to do that again because she came with, and I was like that's exactly what it should be. It should be like this weirdo vacation that you and your friends do every year, then go explore new places and also play music and get to know like these weird cultural DIY spots like in all these weird strange cities. Um it's very so like when it comes to did y'all do a lot of touring in the 2010s?
Not I wouldn't say a ton, but
We did
we
a fair amount.
we did like maybe like two or three tours for each record, I'd
Hmm.
say.
We
Um,
did a couple month-long tours here and there.
yeah.
We did a couple. I think we had maybe 2 month-long tour in there at one point.
Hmm.
Uh,
Woo!
Yeah, and that can be tiresome, but it's also like a really awesome experience. I think that at least for me,
oh yeah,
I feel like I grew a lot from those experiences, and also like accumulating all these like fun in jokes with each other. Like I if we hadn't gone on these tours, I don't think I would be the same. Like I wouldn't have the same friendship with Ian, our drummer, or I even my brother. This is Ian. We have two
yeah.
Ians in our band.
That's so
Um,
funny.
yeah, and this is my brother. And yeah, we wouldn't be as close as we are if we hadn't done any of that. And um, yeah, learning like that we're all like little comedians to ourselves,
Hmm.
like
I
I'm sure
think
you come up with some fun in jokes with your band
yeah, it's just
on that one tour right there even.
it's just so funny that it's just like um I think that first of all, I think everyone should start a band. I think everyone should do it. Because I think that um I was not to be a little bit vulnerable. I was not, I was pretty like an emotionally stunted guy growing up and had to learned a lot. I feel like I finally, hit like mentally 18 when I was like 24, and like had to play catch up. I feel like I've been playing catch up emotionally for
I
so
feel
long.
you there 100%.
Like I feel like that's just kind of the case for people like I'm turning 37 in like a month, and like I feel like I'm in my early 30s. I feel like I am catching up, but I will say that going on tour and planning for tour and doing those things, it really like helped that. I think that there's something about like um there's something about putting yourself through those stressful moments that just age you nicely, where you're gonna like you're gonna learn so much stuff if you like are forced to plan for things, and to experience the tour, experience all this stuff. Being in a band, I think, is very healthy. Like I think that is one of the healthiest things I've done, even though I started a band when I was 33.
done a lot for me, well, a lot more than like a regular like 9 to 5 job has ever done for me.
1,000,000%, because I think it's about doing it for yourself, and it's like the only thing you can do is you have to make these decisions for yourself. This is your entrepreneurial moment. This is
Yeah, if you're a listener and you haven't started a band or you're thinking about, playing an instrument, you totally should pick it up because even if you find, that it maybe isn't for you, but you'll learn something. You'll learn that it might not be for you, but I think it's a great place to start is to try to make music and
no,
Give it a try.
I
You
think
might
just
love
give
it.
just give it a fucking shot. Just give it a fucking
Yeah.
shot. I think that you'll have fun. There are people that do it for like nothing. There's free things everywhere. The next thing I wanted to talk about is day jobs. What do y'all do for your day jobs?
So up until recently, I was a manager of a coffee shop inside of an apartment building. So it
Awesome.
was like a lot of making a lot of the apartment dwellers, the regulars, favorite coffee drinks, espresso, all that stuff. But now I kind of changed uh, job paths. I'm working for a company that basically monitors a bunch of other companies' internets. We're like a third party place that just just watches people's internets, and if it goes down, we call
Yeah.
them up and see like, hey, have you unplugged it from the power and plugged it back in? Is it getting power? It's very phone call heavy, but
I like the monitoring aspect of it. It's third party monitoring, where it's just literally there's a detection that's a whole like I work in tech, and so like I like that business model where it's like someone has convinced a group of people to say, "Hey, we'll watch it for you."
yeah.
which is fucking hilarious. I love that shit. And Ian, what do you do for your day job?
I'm a server,
Yes,
waiter.
that's fucking up.
At like a hot restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking killer. That is there's a lot of Asian influence throughout kind of this whole band. Is the translation of okay Deska is that it's okay?
Yeah, it's okay. That's good, or yeah, something like that along those lines.
Okay,
Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
that's
that's
that's hilarious. Well, listen, I'd love to play a song from y'all. Would y'all want to play one of the new singles, or do you want to play anything from your discography? Like, I'm gonna, and we don't have to actually listen to it. We're gonna edit that part out.
Yeah, I mean, I feel
we've
like
been talking about it.
yeah,
Why
Oak
not
to
play
Ska.
Oak to Ska?
Yeah, that would be
That's a
fine.
cool
Yeah.
song.
And it's so cool. This is my introduction to y'all, so I'm really happy I get to play it. Okay, cool. This is Okay Deska from Runaway Brother.
Wake up, clear out yesterday. It's closed and we gotta sayonara.
Okay, Descott from Runaway Brother, y'all are so dope for fucking hanging out and doing this with me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night, and I hope to I want to fucking hang out if we ever get to cross paths sometime.
That would
Love
be
that.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, listen, have a wonderful rest of your night and take it easy, y'all. Okay.
Thank you. You too.